Hi, everyone. Fridays have become a little challenging, so I am going to do Julie's Jewels on a different day until September. Um, I hope everyone's doing well. I have three jewels for you today. The first one is kind of like something that's going on in my brain that I'm getting curious about and going to learn more about. But I'll just share with you what I'm thinking about right now. So, Martin Seligman is a renowned psychologist at Penn, and he did research in 1967 about a theory called learned helplessness. And he did experiments primarily on dogs, actually. But essentially, and I'm going to botch this for psychologists out there, please help me to reframe and understand this better. But essentially, it's the idea that when human beings are exposed repeatedly to aversive stimuli, something bad, something negative, they internalize a sense of helplessness and despair, that they can't act on their outcome, that their possibilities are limited, and they have a victim mentality, and this causes or can cause depression. So that's the theory in a nutshell, high level. And what I love about coaching is that coaching gets to the heart of this learned helplessness notion, because coaching restores agency. When effective, coaching restores agency. Coaching is either a remembering or for the first time knowing, because sometimes people never knew this, that people have more agency to control outcomes, more control over the course of their lives than they may have thought or may think. And so you kind of unravel or unlearn some of the depressive tendencies and start to get in more action around things you can do to make your life better. Now, I say this with a caveat that this is not coaching is not therapy, and coaching does not thwart or solve major depression. So I would never claim to say that. But I do think some of the aspects of learned helplessness are very saliently dealt with in an effective coaching relationship. And I love that. So that's Jewel 1. Coaching can support the unlearning of learned helplessness, and have people remember their agency. 2, impact versus intention. So when you, and this came from Corey Muscara, by the way. He's a meditation leader in the world, and I follow him on Instagram, and I love his posts. But what it is basically, if you've hurt somebody, it's useful, of course, to share and state what your actual intention was. But before you do that, it's important to acknowledge the impact. So if you don't acknowledge that impact, if you don't acknowledge that this person had a certain experience of what you said or what you did, you're stepping over that experience, and you're turning it back on you. Like, well, what I meant was, yeah, you can get to that, and that's important, but don't forget to first acknowledge the hurt, the experience, and validate it. That supports healthy relationships. Impact versus intention. The last jewel I have for you is about starting a new job and getting quick wins. So I've had opportunities in my life to kind of be between jobs, and it's like the best vacation ever, right? Because you don't have any homework, you don't have anything hanging over your head professionally. It's great, and you should take that rest and relaxation and vacation and do what you need to do to sort of recharge. And it's useful to think about how you're going to kick off your new job, what you want to accomplish, how you're going to create some semblance of credibility and competence. I have a client who's about to start a new job, and she has put a lot of thought, and this is based on her interviews. She went through several rounds of interviews, so she's learned a lot. She's learned a lot about the company. She's learned a lot about the pain points, about what their concept of her role is going to be. So she's put together a framework for how she is going to, like, her 30, 60, 90-day approach, basically, and where she's going to get some quick wins. And while she hasn't done this yet, I can say from my own experience and from the experience of some other of my clients that it's just a useful and powerful way to kick off a new job with intention. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.